Okay, there we go. It's kind of fuzzy. All right, we'll just let people pop on. Hello, Miss Kimmy. I guess I can't really say good morning. Doing good. I got my coffee. I'm getting to play with my crafting this morning. How about you? Hello, Patty. I'll just do some stamping while everybody is getting on. Ooh, bad. Fueled by coffee, I'm guessing, right, Kim? Oh, that's exciting, Kim. Okie dokie. Patty, remind me where you guys are going. I think I read it, but I'm pulling a blank. You know, it's funny talking about coffee. I picked up one of those Soda Stream things because I'm really not drinking enough water. Like, I know I'm not. And the amount of water I'm now drinking versus coffee is ridiculous. So I'm very happy I got one. Very exciting. Oops. Just gonna stamp one of everything in black. And then probably will end up doing in color on some of the layout. Oh, nice. Yeah, BC's beautiful. Where did you guys go in BC? It's on my bucket list. And I've actually got, well, I guess family. I call them family. They're my family. But my godfather and his daughter are out there now. And so it's definitely one place I want to see. You spent all your money. Yep. You know, though, sometimes it's about the memories, not about the crafty stuff we can get. So as long as you've got lots of pictures, I think that's good. All right, well, I'll just give everybody another minute, and I'm just going to trim this up here. Because I find it easier to color when it's small. Oop. Too much pressure. Oh, nice. Hey, Miss Kimmy. I don't know if you caught that, but I was telling Patty I bought a Soda Stream, and I'm drinking so much more water now than coffee versus coffee. I think I'm down to like 1 coffee a day, like 10 to 12 ounces. And I couldn't believe it, honestly. And when I told my mom, she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like fizzy water now." But I've got a lot of syrups to add to it, like the sugar-free ones. So, doing lots and lots of that. All right, well, I know it's only the two of us at the moment, but let's get started. So then people who can watch it on replay, no problem. I was thinking about doing a layout today with sort of the summer drinks and ice creams, and then I'm gonna do a card with the sandals, the bucket, and sandcastle. Oh my god, I lost the word there for a second. That is embarrassing. This? Oh, okay, so it's not cardstock. It's actually it's that sparkle Copic paper. I forgot I had a whole bunch of this, and it does kind of look off-white, but it's the sparkles for me that do it. It makes it look so pretty, because then when you color it, the sparkles kind of shine through. So I thought that would be sort of fun for the sand and the ice creams and stuff. Holder down, or the arm that holds my phone so I can take a video. I was drinking way too much pop too, but you can get the syrups that taste like Coke and different like flavors, and you can mix them all. And I went down to the States and I got a whole bunch of the flavor packets, and so like I mix and match. And I follow this girl on Instagram, and she does like her water of the day, and she does like all these crazy combinations that actually turn out to be so good. So I put my fizzy water in there, and I drink so much more water now. It's unbelievable. Oh, I'm sorry. I was also talking really fast. Can you guys hear me? Are we good? I'm hoping so. Do we? Yeah, okay. I think we're good. Okay. Yep, okay. Sorry. I don't know, my internet went down yesterday, so I don't know if it is an issue. I will switch from Wi-Fi to my phone data, so hopefully it won't be an issue, but if it does, just shoot me a message. Bye, Patty. Okay, so I thought since we're gonna do the card first, I will color these guys up first. So I'm just gonna, actually, I think I'll use my little table. I'll move rather than move my arm up and down because it's too much of a pain to do that, I will move you guys on top of my tiny little table here that my daddy made me. I'm very impressed with his ingenuity, his talents when it comes to woodworking. He puts me to shame. Anyways, okay, so I picked some browns for the sandcastle because the paper I want to use, I just move some stuff out of the way here. I was playing with it last night, picking out which papers I wanted to use, and I kind of fell in love with this because I thought that's kind of fun with like the beach themed stuff. And then I also pulled this sort of like wood style paper, which I thought would be really cool with the sandcastle. And this is from a line called Beach Day. So I have a bunch of other ones that I pulled too from the solids part of that. So we are going to color these 3 items sort of with the same sort of color scheme as the paper. So I'll keep that off to the side. Okay, so for the actual sandcastle, I pulled out some of my E's. I think I'm gonna grab an E39 too. If I can find you. More ready brown. I think she's hiding from me. Yep, she's hiding from me. Okay, so I have E31, E33, E35, and E37. I was looking for my 39, but she's being elusive this afternoon, at this time of day. Okay, so maybe I can use another color. Oh, found her. I know, isn't it adorable? I found my E39. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to start from sort of light edging in where I want my shading to be, and then I start building from dark to light. So I always take my lightest color, which in this case is my E31. And then I plan where I want my dark parts to be. So I think there, so if the sun's beating down, we'll have some shading there. Shading underneath here. Let's put at the bottom here. And put a little shading sort of underneath. I'm assuming, well, I guess they're more like bricks. I don't know. I did them as windows last time, but I think these are more bricks, and then you get a couple windows and bricks. So we will still do the shading here. So, is it as hot for you guys as it is here? It's really warm now. My dog was out on the patio turning all pink. She was not too happy when I had to take her inside. I'm like, you're not sitting out there when I'm not there to watch you. I also got her some sunscreen, which was really cool. I've never had to have a sunscreen for a dog, but because her face is all white and her skin is really light, she goes really pink. So I don't want her to get burned. So we have to use the sunscreen. Although, of course, the little dork put it on her, so you have to put it on your hands first and then sort of rub it in. So mostly her face and her front paws are all white. And then she proceeds to lick it. Well, she doesn't like that, so I'm howling at her face because she looks like a dork because she keeps licking it. Sorry, it makes me laugh. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna go in with a bit of the E39, just minimal, not too much. So I'm just sort of going over very lightly, the very light hand where I had my E31. Now we're gonna speckle some of this after, but I sort of wanted to do the variation on color now with the markers at the outset. Oh, my hand's a bit shaky this morning. Now, with the benefit of doing it this way, and I know I always tout this, but by using the light color first, if you decide you don't want to do somewhere where we put the sort of the guideline, you don't have to. So you can always change your mind and not put the dark there, or you can add dark to places where we haven't put the guideline. So you're not stuck. Oh, jeez, my hand. Super shaky today. Yikes. This is not good. Okay. So it just allows you a little bit more freedom and a little bit more play, so you're not stuck with a dark color that's down already. And don't forget, if you guys have any questions or you want me to talk about something, shoot it in the comments, because I can go on a tangent talking about fun stuff. Well, stuff I find fun. Okay, so there's our first color. So it's already starting to pop a little bit. So we're gonna go in with a bit of the, okay, we're gonna go to a bit with the E37. And we're just gonna start to blend that out just slightly. Not too much, because it is close in color and you don't want, well, I mean, I don't want this too dark, but I just want to start that blending process. I want it to be fairly light in some areas. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, thank you. I know, it's one of my favorites. I shouldn't say that. Every stamp that you make is one of my favorites. Can't say that there's a sit I don't not like. All your artists are so creative, like Sabrina, Netta, everybody is. But I do have to admit, this sandcastle just, oh, if I was a kid again, this is the type of sandcastle I would want to build. All right, E35. I think I need to find something for my wrist because this is not good. Okay, with the shaky. We're going in more with the E. Oh, that's better. The E35. Ooh, I like comebacks too. Especially ones that I had in rubber. I like them in the clear too. I do have some of my stamps still at my parents' place. I do kind of need to go get them. Some of the older ones. I think I got everywhere with that. All right. E33. And I'm going over where I did and then blending that out much more with the E33. If you get into the little bricks or the windows, that's okay. All right. Now we're gonna go in with the lightest color, which is that E31. And I'm just gonna go over the whole of it. Like that. I don't know why, but my E31 does this cool thing with my other browns in that same family, in that it sort of lightens up everything, which is really cool. I think it's just because the amount of, like, I don't know if it's the gray tone. I can never remember what part of it that does that cool thing. But sometimes my C's do the same thing, like my C0 does that. Just blend that together there. And over the whole thing. Oh, your E's are a mess? Like, just like from sticky, like the stickiness, or they just need like a good cleaning? Alright, so there is our sand castle. So I'm going to go back to my E39 and just lightly add a few little dots, like freckles, sort of where the dark area is, to sort of give it that sort of grainy look. Just in a couple of areas. And this helps because my hand is very unsteady today. I'm just going to turn this on its side because it's a little easier to do. Maybe it's because I had too much coffee already today and no water. I want to make the stones just a slightly off color from what I'm doing. I wonder if, since I'm going to cut this out, I can use the corner. All right, so I just grabbed my E44 and I'm going to test it. Yeah, that looks cool. So some of these like stones I'm going to make a slightly different color. Oh, that really pops. Okay, I like that. Now, by having the first layer of color down in those areas, it's the E31. It's going to slightly blend these colors when you color them in, which will be good. So it's going to take up some of that color below, but also some of the color that I've just added. So let me just lift that up so you guys can see. There she is. Now, I think I want to do red for the... I don't know why that's not focusing. Is it focusing for you? So I try that. Okay. Red. I think I like the R27. It's usually my go-to red. I'm just checking to see. Yeah, that works. Okay. R27, I'm going to color the cute little... Thanks. And I think I'm going to use a couple of the E40s to make sort of the sand below so it does stand out a little differently. So I've got 44, 43, 42, 41. All right, I think that should work. I'm gonna do a little tester. Sometimes they don't like to work the way you think that they do. I think that'll work. Okay. So I'm gonna grab my E41. Hey, Penny. Okay. I'm just gonna color the whole thing with the E41. Alright, and I'm gonna go in with the E44 and do under the castle. So again, I'm just sort of doing my shading. And I'm making sort of a shadow, so it's coming down like this. Then I'm gonna go in with my E43 and blend that out just a little bit. My 42. And then my 41 again over the whole thing. Now you can also add those little dots too here. So I'll probably just add a couple around the turrets. And maybe just around the front a little bit. Sometimes I like to use the stippling to actually color in like teddy bears and stuff like that, because it gives it a really cool like fluffy look, if that makes sense. Anyways, there is our cute little sandcastle. Now, I also wanted to, I'm just gonna cut him out. Alright, let's talk bucket. I think we should do the bucket red, just because it's fun. And I want to use some sort of a green, pick up the green from the paper. So if we're looking at green, I think the YG03 would be the best. Okay, so I need R14 as well for the bucket. And there's sand in there, so we're going to still need our E's. And for the silver, so I want to do green. Do I want to do... Let's do orange, because that's kind of fun. So let's do YR04 with a bit of YR14. Okay. I think that'll be fun. Okay, so bucket first. All right, we're gonna take our R14. And I'm coloring in where the shading should be. Shaky, shaky hands. All right. Thank goodness I'm cutting these out after. All right, R27. Okay. And actually, just okay. And then I color it back in with the R14 to blend those all together. Okay. Oh, thanks. It is cute. I like the sandcastle. Very cute. Okay. Sand on the inside. Hey, Mary Pat. Is it as hot there as it is here? Because it's yucky here. I think I'm going to do the sand more. I'm going to do a bit of E35 and E37, I think is what I'm going to do. so there's my sand. Now, I think I want to do blue for the shovel. So if I want to do blue, I want to do a bright one. I'm going to use B18. So this is B18. But I think I'm going to use a bit of the green too because I don't like the idea of it being two-toned. Oh yeah, how fun is that? Okay. All right, so next we're gonna do the sandals. So for that, I think I was gonna do orange, green, and then maybe I'll use a bit of C8. So a gray, I think for. So I think I'm gonna do the dots green and the actual, what do I want to do? I'm gonna do those dots. Okay, so I'm gonna do the base of the flip-flop with the green, so I'm using YG03. Ew, Mary Pat, you can keep that there. I was in DC and it was 104 and it was the hottest it had ever been in like more than 100 years, and I about died. Like, no thank you. And of course, it was that hot the day we were going through Washington's house, and of course no AC, so, you know, everybody on the tour was dying. I think we went through so much water that day, it was ridiculous. I was more excited when we got back to the bus with the AC. Mind you, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was just hot. And I don't know how you guys have that hot weather all the time. Ugh, no thank you. Hey, Mel. You know, if someone walked into this apartment and heard me talking to myself, they'd be thinking I'm crazy. All right, sandal 1, sandal 2. This is the part that takes the longest because you're going to go around all these little dots. I just don't want the green to mesh with the orange, so I'm trying to keep them as separate as I can, barring my extremely shaky hand. I may need to just finish these and then do the assembly and then go back to coloring to give my hand a break. Oops. Oh, hey, Emily and Brooks. Very exciting. We get some Gigi time. All right, here's that. I'm gonna find that lid. There it is. Okay. Get little baby snuggles today. It's very exciting. I get baby puppy snuggles next week. All right, so I'm using the YR14 to hopefully give these polka dots just a smidgen of dimension. And we're going to color them in with the YR04. Might be too small, but I think this will just elevate them just a bit. Now, if you have a white pen and you're coloring along with me, I would suggest grabbing that because I'm going to add it once I've cut the bucket out to give it like a shiny sort of bit of a wet look. Oh, thanks, Mal. The sandcastle. I love that sandcastle. It's so adorable. All right. Now we're going with the YR04 and coloring them in. Actually, I don't know if the gray will work for the ties. Maybe I'll do it black. Ooh, black with fuchsia polka dots. Oh, I miss like the 80s and 90s when everything was like neon. Not that I necessarily want it all back. Some of it was fun. Oh, that's getting juicy. Alright, so let's do, I think. So this is just a C8. Ah, the new car. It's lovely. I love it. I'm not used to the transmission yet because it's so different. So every once in a while I get a little jerky. It's just because with the Volkswagen I find that the pressure with the pedal and stuff like that, it's much different than what I was used to. Plus my car was almost 8.5 years old, so a little different. But other than that, I love it. I haven't had to fill it up yet, which was very exciting for me. Okay, so there is our 3 things that we're going to use on our card. I'm going to move the little table for now, so that we can do some trimming and stuff. Oh, I just smacked my wall. There we go. Little table back where it's supposed to go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to quickly cut out this as close to the lines as I can get. I like the green and orange. I thought it would be fun to do something a little different with the flip-flops. Plus, I try and pick up the colors in the paper too, at least for some of the things that I'm doing, because I want it to kind of look somewhat cohesive. Okay. It'll be nice when I can take my new car on an actual somewhat of a road trip, because right now it's just been to the grocery store, back again, to and from work. So, kind of boring. So many new fangled things on it though. I'm not used to it with my other car. And I get SiriusXM for 3 months for free, so it's like, sweet. Get to listen to my Downtown Julie Brown. Whoops. I think I'm gonna cut each of these flip-flops out separately. Oops. We should. That would be fun, Mel. We can make a trip to the bookstore. Wait, no, coffee first, then the bookstore. Actually, there is a bookstore in St. Mary's I've been dying to get out to see. If y'all are interested. It's too bad we couldn't go to Winter Wheat though. That was fun too, those trips out there. Or we could go somewhere touristy too. Or heck, we could go to the beach and take pictures for these layouts I'm making. Yeah, I don't beach either. I'd be the pasty one all in black. I think we all like the idea of a bookstore better. All right. Almost done. So we're going to do the outside and we're going to do the inside of the card. All right, there we go. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, but I tried to check on Curry and I don't think it's in London anymore. Unless I'm crazy, but I didn't think it was listed. I didn't see it listed on the locations anymore. Mind you, I haven't driven out that way in a while, so I don't know for sure. Oh, Sephora. I do need some more of The Ordinary. Oh, I thought so. That sucks. It was so nice it being there. Okay. So, card. Now, do I want to use a sentiment? Where is my backer for this? Okay. I thought so, because there's only like 2 or 3, I think, listed on the actual store locations, and I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? And those poor people out of jobs, too. That's so sad, especially now with everything being as stupid as it is. Oh, there you are. Plastic. Alright, so now for my card, I wanted to use, I grabbed some craft bases. Okay, so, and because I like layering, I want to have some fun with the layering on this. So I was thinking that with a bit of this, with a bit of the orange. I wanted to add some of that green in, especially on the inside of the card. And maybe a bit of the blue. Okay. Okay. Do I want to add the orange and the green to the front? I want to put the sandcastle on the front. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. All right, so when I do my layering, I always do it 3/16 of an inch smaller than the size of the actual card. So I'm just going to do this off camera as quick as I can, really quickly. So always 3/16 of an inch smaller than the previous size up, which I think this is already cut. That one is, so I just need to do this one. So I am doing the sort of wood grainy down first, then the orange. Yeah, that's gonna pop. And then this cool one. Oh, how fun is that? Now I think I want to use a bit of the green behind the sandcastle, I think. What do you guys think? Or is that too much? No, I think that'll work. Now, I brought my dies too, because I think what I want to do is do a circle behind it. Smaller. And then do the green with the, yeah, okay. So you I need, and not you, but I am going to need you. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna cut the green, but I want to do a backer of something. Ooh, there's a really cool ombre paper in here. Let's see if I can find it. Ooh, there you are. Yeah, I'll do that. That would be cool. Okay. Look at that one. Isn't that cool? So now I just gotta figure out what I sort of want. Maybe I'll do it like this so it looks like the sun is peeking from up there. So now I just need to find my washi tape. Well, I hope you guys will stay longer with me than the hour. Didn't think I'd be this long, but I also I want to do a layout with the drinks too. So. I did a very cool layout with the other one, oh my gosh, the tan lines. I'm pulling a blank right now. Okay, let me run these through the machine. It's on my floor. Ooh, and I was very excited. My car has a heating steering wheel and cooling front seats. Which I didn't realize that the model I was looking at, I actually went one up more than I was planning on getting. Just because, I mean, it worked out well for financing for part of it and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was very excited for that. Okay, so I just pulled these out. My cutter. There we go. Well, thank you, Mary Pat. I love the sandcastle. Okay, so let's put it all together. This is just the front. All right, so use for sake of time, I am using my runner. Normally I would use my Be Creative, like my double-sided tape for this, but for the sake of time, we are using my runner. Oh, and she died. I brought out the big guns too. Oh, this one makes noises. I forgot. Now, I am going to use my glue. Oh, sounds like someone's shooting off fireworks outside. And I'm going to grab my Pop Dots, which are somewhere in this mess. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Oof. Okay, I'm going to grab my Pop Dots. I want to add something else, and I think the red would work the best. And then there was that kind of plaid paper. Where'd you go? Oh, you were the navy. All right, so thank you, Miss Kimmy. I know, if I don't pre-plan these, like sometimes I pick the paper. I at least do that. But sometimes I find I have more fun in the creative part of this when I'm doing it with you guys. And I find I always come up with something much prettier than I anticipated making when I have you guys with me. All right, so I'm gonna do 3/4 of an inch in the red, and then 3/16 smaller than that in the plaid. So 3/4, there we go. The fun part is that we still have the inside to do, because I'm a nerd and I like to do the insides. Plus it gives your card, I will admit this here, because I put on so many layers, sometimes my cards are a little front heavy. So really the reason why I do the insides is to give it a little bit more heft so that the card doesn't fall over. Because the worst thing is giving someone a card and it just falls flat. That's not fun. Okay, so I just added the pattern paper to this. And just needed something to ground it just a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna pop dot this, and we're gonna pop dot the sandcastle. Now, when I say pop dots, I actually have the thinner pop dots. So you can actually get 2 different thicknesses. There's like a double the size. So these are a much thinner, oh, you can't really see that, sorry, hold on. So these are a much thinner pop dot than the other ones. So I tend to use these a lot more, especially in cards that I know are gonna be mailed, because then it's not a ridiculous cost to send them, which regardless, I mean, I'd still send it to the person, but if it doesn't cost me 2 or 3 times that amount, I'm down for that. So I'm just gonna throw a lot of pop dots on here. Now I'm just gonna say, so this was the part of that paper that had the sun, so I kind of want to do it sort of off to the side, so I think that's good enough for the pop dots. Yeah. Oh, my dog is so cute right now. She's chasing something in her sleep. Alright, so I want to put that off to the side. Go. Okay, now we're going to pop dot this. I think I'm gonna have popped this one twice. Yep. All right. Okay. Oh, I think I'm gonna need to pop that too. All right, I'm gonna combine our two Pop-Tarts. Make one semi-thick Pop-Tart. I'm going to very carefully place it under there. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. All right. Now, I have some Kim's dots still that I think would match. I don't think I have a lot of those green ones left. Okay, so let's look at the sentiments. I like the idea of using the having a beaching bit. Let's do that one. And I think I'll put it on blue. Yeah, okay. So take those, take this, grab this, and grab some more than this sparkly paper. And I'm gonna do about 1/4 of an inch. Actually, 3/8 of an inch I think would work. Yes, perfect. Okay, now I think I want to do it sort of like a flag too. So I'm going to keep the length. Now I'm going to need some blue paper, and that was 3/8 of an inch, so a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going. Apparently didn't fully cut it. So we're just gonna do that. Okay. Alright. We are going to stamp this. Perfect. First time's a charm. All right. I'm just gonna take a little bit off of that. Let's see what I can put down a little bit. Actually, I gotta use my tape on this because I think it's the right size. Alright, so I'm gonna just kind of I'm gonna hold that on there. And I want to make this a flag, kind of like the idea of the flags on the top. So I'm just gonna cut little notches. There we go. And then when I put this together, that will fit perfectly. And there. Perfect. Alright, so we're just gonna trim that off. And then I'm gonna grab my little tweezers here. Oh, well, what you didn't see me do with that stamp is that I stamped it twice off camera so I could make sure it worked. Okay, so I want to add this in here, so I'm going to, there we go. Now I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to see if I can, try and do this one. that guy up. Okay. So. Alright, what I'm using to do is my tweezers, and I'm just trying to lift one of the pop dots I put on there without making a huge mess. And I think I've almost got it up. Yep, there we go. And I'm gonna work this baby right in there if I can. Yep. Alright, now we also need pop dots again for this. So I'm gonna use my little ones. And I'm gonna put It's not that bad, Mel. I usually only bring out the platform if I'm going somewhere. Okay, and enamel dots. You know, why not? I wanted to use one of those green ones. So I think green. And then medium yellow. And a little baby orange one. Alright, perfect. There we go. Front's done. Now we're going to do the inside. Now I do the inside a little bit more plainer. I wonder if I can use this. I think this will work. Yep. I'm always about reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm using this one. So I think I want to use the navy behind that, I think. Yeah. Or should we go rogue and go, yeah, let's go red. All right, cutter. There I go. 3/8 of an inch smaller. So, all right, there's that. Now we have to be tricky and get this centered on here. Because I'm going to cover it with a little bit of paper for our writing. Let's start with taking about 1 inch off the top and about 3/8 off the side. Oops. That's a little messed up there. All right, there we go. Okay. And that will work. Okay, so now we measure that to be and that should fit perfectly there. Perfect. Now we can do a white block for our writing. I put that piece of paper somewhere. Where did you go? Oh, thanks, Mary Pat. There you are. Okay. Oof. I just dropped something on the floor. Oh. All right, so we want to go at least 3.5. So let's try 3.5 and 3.5. All right, so 3.5. We do 3.5 the other way. I think that will be good. And that will cover the hole. I want to do it just a bit smaller, I think. 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. I want some of that bokeh to kind of show through a little bit. That's good. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to trim up the sides of this because I need a new blade in my trimmer. It does look like a sunset, and that's what I was kind of going with. All right, so let's adhere this all together. The inside of the card, because we've still got the flip-flops and that cute little bucket to add. Okay, so now do we want to do you guys like that idea, sort of like the clustered, or do you think I should put All right, now I'm stumped. What do you guys think? Quarter of an inch. I just came up with an idea here. Half an inch. Okay. That's getting down to the wire too. Okay. And there is our inside. Yeah, I think that the plaid just makes it pop just a little bit. Just needed something. especially to have the green and the orange. So there is our front. And then there's our decorated inside. Are you guys all still up for doing a little bit more, or have you guys had enough of me talking? Okay, so thumbs up if you guys want to see me do a layout too, or want to do a layout with me. Oh, Kimmy's got to run. She's got grandbaby duties. All right, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll pop on a bit later and... Oh, we got a thumbs up. Good. All right, good. I wanted to color some more, so... Although I am going to need to trim that nail. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, I thought it would be fun to do the drinks on a layout. So I have this paper pack by hold on, let me grab the name of it here. Soda Play, and it's one I had in my stash. Just squeeze in some fun, and they had this really cool drink paper, so I thought it would be kind of fun to make a quick little layout using that and our drinks. So I'm also going to use the ice cream cones too, just because, yeah, I like the ice cream cones. Anyways, so let's have some fun coloring those first. So I've got the paper here as a reference. Let me pull out that specific one. I'm also going to pull out the sticker sheet and drinks. There you are. Alright, so there's the drink page. Now I'm doing the layout on an 8.5 by 11 because that is what my album is. I've switched over from a 12 by 12 to an 8.5 by 11, so that is what we are going to play with. So I thought we could have some fun with these. So I'm just pulling my markers again. Let's take a quick peek. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do pink for the drink. Just putting my markers away. Just give me 2 seconds, and then I'm gonna grab my color sheet so that these are hopefully on the right places. Okay, so we're gonna do pinks. I think I'm gonna do the RV20s. So RV. So I'm gonna grab those ones. Now I kind of like got some oranges and yellows, so maybe I'll grab, okay, YR 15, 35, 38, 15. So I grabbed my Y35, Y38, YR 15. I want to do something a little darker, YR14. So I'm just going to grab colors that kind of work with the paper I'm working with. I think greens, I think G43. And then my go-to greens, which is YG23 and YG25 and YG17. 23, 25, where are you? There you are. Now it's also got some sort of blues in there, so I think I want to do it on the lighter scale, but in the BGs. So maybe a bit of BG32 and BG34. 52, 54, 54, where are you? 32, there you are. Okay, so we're also going to need upward sort of a strawberry color. So I'm going to pull my R29. We got the greens to work with that. I need a bit of the gray for the whippy cream. I need some browns for the cone and the stick. 33. So my E30s I was using earlier, I'm going to grab those. Now, do we want to do a chocolate? So maybe we're going to pull out 29, 27, and 25. And a blue, a light blue for the glass. BG11. I think I'm going to do BG11. BG10? BG10. Okay. All right. So, okay. Perfect. All right. So, let's do the three. No, let's do the drink first. I think that's fun. Okay, so I'm going to use my. Oh. I need to move you guys up unless. Okay. So my BG10, I'm just going to use to color the glass to give it a bit of color. Okay. Now, do I want to layer it? I don't know. Let's do the strawberry first. So I've got my R29. And because it's small, I'm just going in with that. And then I'm going to take my R24 and blend that all together. There we go. Then I'm going to use my YG17. Should really move that up. Give me 1 second and I'll move that up. Grab my little table again. Oh, I got another table. Hold, please. I had my daddy make 2 of these tables for me. 1 on either craft table because I stick my iPad on it when I'm sitting in here so I can listen to music and watch TV. There we go. Just shove my markers underneath. And then I'll stick them out so I can see them. There we go. That's probably a little easier for you guys to see. Okay. Now, I'm using a bit of the C3 and C1 to give some dimension to the whipped cream. So just so basically it just adds a little shading. Okay, and then a little bit of the C1, so it's not as dark. Okay. Now, do I want to do layered? So darker, lighter. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We'll try it. If we don't like it, hey. So I'm gonna layer the pinks. Maybe I'll do a red. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so we're gonna do red at the bottom. And then we're gonna layer lighter. So this is R29. And I'm gonna color that in with R24. Then I'm going to do an RV29. So this is where it's going to be a little tricky. So the first layer up from the red, I'm going to have more of the RV 29, and then I'm going to have less of the 25, and then the next layer I'm going to have more of the R25. So it's lighter and lighter and lighter as we go up. Ooh, I already like it. I'm a nerd, but I love it. Okay, so the next two colors are the RV23 and the RV21. So the next layer, I'm going to have more of the 23, less of the 21. And then the layer above that, more of the 21, less of the 23. Maybe just a little bit of the 25, that other one. Whoops. I'm just gonna put just a teensy bit of the 25 in there. And then I'm gonna blend it again with the 23, just so it's got more of a smoother transition, I think. Yeah, that just, look at that. Ooh, it looks so much fun. There we go, look at that. I'm gonna hold off on this. Well, no, BG34, I'm gonna do the straw. Just because I like teal. All right, so there's that. Okay, so that one's done. Let's do the ice cream next. So the cone I'm gonna do with the E30s. So I got 34, 33, 33, 34, and 35. So I'm gonna start with the 33. Now I'm gonna do all the lines with the lightest color. I guess I really could color the whole thing. If you go out into the main parts, don't worry too much. Okay. And next we're going to use the 35 and do the shading in each of the squares. Okay, and then we're going to color them in with 34. then hopefully, once we're done that, give it more of a 3D look. There we go. I'm going to use my R29 on the cherry on top. And I'm just prolonging the ice cream because I don't know what colors I want to do. And I'm going to grab my YG17 and I'm going to do the stem and the inside of the leaf. And then I'm going to use my 23, my 23 to cover the outside of the leaf. I don't know, I'm still stuck on the ice cream. Oh. What do I do? Because there's some lemons and limes. So I think that's too yellow. Maybe a Y11. All right, so I think I'm gonna do like a lemon yellow. Or maybe we'll just do it sort of like a Neapolitan. And I just grabbed my Y02 to give it just a bit of shading. I know Neapolitan is normally like a vanilla layer, but I can do that on the bottom. And then we'll use RV21 with a bit of RV25 for our sort of strawberry layer. So this is the 21. So I'm just putting a layer down for the 25 because it is quite dark. There we go. So RV25. I'm going to take the RV23 and just blend that a bit. Ugh, I'm hungry. And over the whole thing with the RV21 again. Layer, layer, layer. Okay, chocolate. We're gonna do the E20s. So E29. Okay, 27. And E25. Which I apparently need to clean because it looks sticky. Okay, there's our chocolate layer. Actually, where's my sticky note? I might need to get a new nib for that. E25. So if I don't write it down now, I will not remember. E25. There we go. Okay. Now for a vanilla layer. So that's more of a think the E00 actually might actually just give it a little bit of color. Oh, nice Mary Pat. Yeah, I was looking at those too, and I kept going, oh, that'd be so nice. At the same time, I figured I'd get more use out of my a Soda Stream versus the creamy. And honestly, I mean, I love my Soda Stream. All right, there we go. There is our ice cream number 1 done. All right, let's do the other one. So, okay, I'm gonna use the E20s, I think, for this. I don't know, chocolate with sprinkles. But do you guys have an idea of, oh, maybe I'll make it like, oh, I'm terrible with this. I don't know what to do. I want to use the teal and the green, but I think that would look stupid. What do you guys think? Thoughts? Or should I make like the ice cream teal or green? What do you guys think? I want to pull the green in here somehow. Maybe green sprinkles? You can color the ice. That is true. That is true. And now I got 2 bottles of water chilling in the fridge to bubble today. I'm stuck on this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna color the stick. Let's do that at least. So E35 and E33. So I'm using the 35. E33. Actually, and you know what? I'm gonna throw a bit of the E31. Where are you? E31, 31, 31, there you are. Okay, so stick is done. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do a light green, dark green sort of deal and some. Oh my god, this is such like the hardest decision today. Okay, so let's, there's that one. Or do I want to do, this is like the hardest freaking decision ever. Screw it, I'm just going for it. I'm making green ice cream. I think lime and chocolate would go together. I don't know. All right, so that was YG17. I'm going in there with the YG25. And the YG23. Oh, well, I need something lighter. Sorry, this is YG13. Hey, Ellie. It's okay, I already said that when I started at noon. I'm like, meh, morning, afternoon. I think I'm gonna do it like chocolate on top. So lime and chocolate. All right, so chocolate, we're gonna need these ones. so we're gonna take our E29. E27. So Ellie, we're just making a layout because we just did a card using the some summertime one. I just figured, you know, no one else is on for a little bit, I don't think, so having a little fun here. You kind of get in the groove, you don't want to kind of stop. As I'm sure all of you guys can attest to too. Oh, just a little bit in here. Okay. And then the E25. I might even pull a little bit of the E23 in because I think this will be too dark. I don't want it to be too dark. Yeah. E23. I think this one's sticky too. Let's do a nice big marker clean soon. I think I'm going to use some stickles or something for... Yeah, you know what? Easier to blend when I don't have to worry about the little bubbles. Alright, there we go. Now, I'm going to roll over to the other side of my craft room for 30 seconds and grab some... Oh, I forgot one part to color. Oh. I forgot the drips. There we go. Alright, and I grabbed some green stickles, I think. What do I have here? Nuvo. I think I got the perfect color. We're going to put that on after we get the layout done. Okay, so that to the side, this to the side, that to the side. Sorry. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Okay, all right, so here is our base page and our items. Okay, so I did have these sort of fun layout ideas printed from the last time I did a layout. So ooh, I kind of like that idea. So I'm gonna do something like that. Okay. Because then I can still keep this here because I like my album has, it comes with these pages already in it. So you got like which day of the week it is, and then you got like a who, what, when, where sort of deal. So I like having this. All right, so we want to use this paper with these. Now, if we're looking at the layout, kind of also like this. So maybe that for the base page. Okay, now is there another strip I like? Kind of like, okay, so let me just grab all the papers out of this pack here. goop everywhere. I need a bigger table to actually craft on, I think. Alright, so what do I have already cut? Now, ooh, that's kind of fun. No, that's not gonna work. Alright, I know I had some polka dot paper in here. Where are you? Polka dots will work. Okay, so let's go with the polka dots. So a little bit of that would work. And maybe one of the cards. So keep that. Okay, so let's go with that. So let's do let's do strips of these, and let's grab my trusty little ruler. So if we're looking at our layout, so maybe 2 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna cut 2-inch strips of both of these pattern papers. So 2 inches of that one. And 2 inches of polka dots. Actually, let's make 1 2.5, so it's slightly larger. That's kind of fun. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Perfect. Okay. Now, do I want to keep? Let me put these down first. Alright, so I'm just taking my layout. Actually, I want it to sort of be in the pink, I think. Make sure that that's straight, because nope. I usually work on grid paper. This is not. Okay, I'm gonna have to stand up. Oof. Okay, now we're gonna do oh, as one's dead too. All right, next one. Hopefully this one lasts a little bit longer. Okay, now we're gonna do polka dots. Okay, now I'm just gonna trim off the excess using my scissors. Okay, so here is our page so far. Well, sometimes, I don't know. It's funny because when I moved to my new apartment last year, I basically could hang all of my photos just by eye, and I think I was off on 1 or 2 by like 1/8 of an inch. And my sister was very jealous on how I could get things so straight just by my eye. Meanwhile, she has to like measure 3 times to get it. But I can see it when it's off and it bothers me. So I do try and get it at least somewhat straight. Okay. So now, do I want this to show through just a little bit? So if I do 6.5, by 8, I think that will work. So I really love this paper. So I'm going to cut the 6.5 by 8 out of that. So I'm going to cut 6.5 this way. Okay. Save as much of the paper as I can because it's way too bright. Now, I think what I'm going to need to do is, because I want to show kind of most of the colors as much as I can. So I'm going to just snipe off a little bit at the bottom there. And I said 8.5, right? I shouldn't have closed that arm, but I did. And I'm hoping, I was hoping for more pink, but I think that'll work. I know, isn't it stunning? I love it. Okay, now, in our little thingamajiggy, I'm kind of using it as a guide. I'm not sticking to it per se. But the photos are 3 by 2.25, so I'm gonna cut those out of white. So 3 by 2.25. I don't want to do 2.25. Maybe I want to do it like 3 by 4s, I think. Okay, so 3 by 4s I'm doing. So that's like one picture cut in half. I'm just trimming up the sides because of my blades. Sometimes they get a little rough on the edges. Okay. All right. I'm going to stick this down now. Stick this on here. Okay, so I put 3 by 4 and 3 by 4 now. I think I can do with a 1 7/8 strip of the drinks. So this is just shy of the 2-inch mark. Yeah, although the only problem is with my cutter, I can't find blades anywhere, and loath to move to a new cutter because I like it too much, but I might just have to. So if I do that, okay, so I'm gonna need to trim this off. Pencil. Right there. Okay. So one more cut. There. All right. There we go. Now, look at the sticker page. Oh, this one would work. Okay. So the sticker says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So I'm going to stick that out there. So you see how this sort of has that title thing? I'm using that as sort of my title. And I'm going to throw this here. And I like to offset my pictures a lot of the time. So sometimes I'll just offset it here. Now they have some really cool sentiments. So I think I like Good Company and Summer Nights. Or do I want to use a color? Nah. But I think it needs something else before I put that sentiment on. So I'm going to stick this here. I'm going to cut these out super quick, or at least as quick as I can. Oop. Sound effects are free. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I was a little sad when they kind of discontinued my cutter. And then I went to go see if anyone had any blades. I'm like, nobody did. So, kind of mad when, and it's a Fiskars too. You'd think that, but I guess not. Everyone likes the, I don't know. Mine's got a metal bar on it. It's like a K-style cutter cut thingies. I don't know. It's my favorite out of all of them. And I know one other girl who swears by it too. I love it. So there's no wire, it's just a metal guide. I'll show you in a second once I'm done cutting these. But I don't know, there's something about it that I've been using it for many, many years now. Probably like 5 or 6. And I've played with other ones and it's not the same, it's not mine, right? We all get something that we like and that works for us, and then something else comes along and you're like, eee. But I don't have a choice because I can't find blades anywhere, and I'm down to my last couple, which means I'm using them sparingly. But I also do use my blade both ways. I hope you do too, because it makes your blade last longer. Okay. Drink. think I might invest in the Tim Holtz one. I don't know. It's in my shopping cart at my local store, just because I haven't decided if I'm going to make the transition or not. And I'm just and then I just have the last one to cut out. Okay. Yeah. But some of us just like to get stuck in our ways, right? I also do have a wire one, the Fiskars wire one too. But the problem is like every time I go to use it, I'm like, ugh, wire, ugh, wire. Just, I don't know. I complain, but I'm not complaining. I'm just, yeah. These little teeth marks are going to be the kill. That's what's going to break me. These little teeth marks. Oh well, I did the best I could. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Where do I want to put you? Okay, if I do that there, do I want to put another little piece of pattern there? No. The only other one is this one, and I know it doesn't really work with that. Okay. Or I could put Viva. No, that doesn't really work either. Oh, decisions. Maybe do I have pink cardstock here? Orange. Orange might work. Is that long enough? Nope. Ooh. Oh, dropping everything apparently. Okay, let's see. There. Okay. So I think I'm going to use a bit of the orange. And I'm going to put this on it, which I need my cutter again. Alright. So sentiment is just shy of 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch and 1/8. There we go. That should be good. Okay. And yes, I do like to talk to myself when crafting. Okay. So sentiment there, and I need my scissors. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move that over just a little bit. it. So. Okay, so I think this is what I'm coming up with. Okay, we're gonna tear this down. So I'm putting a sentiment below my photos. And I think I'm gonna just do it just down a little bit more here. Okay. And I'm going to glue you down. Okay. I am talking to you guys. It's okay. I've been doing lives before. My sister will come in and she'll be wondering what the heck or who the heck I'm talking to. And meanwhile, she comes in here and I'm talking to myself, or what looks like myself. And then she'll sit and laugh at me. Okay. Chocolat, ice cream. Okay, I'm gonna stick my pin back in here. Oh, poking myself. Go. Okay, so now we just need to add, okay, so here I'll show you. Since you can only see it at, so there's the top, and I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom so you guys can see it. I'll take a picture and post this in the group after. Now I am gonna oh no, Mary. Tell your husband to shut the TV off. No, I'm just kidding. At least there's replay with us too, which is always good. All right, so I just cleaned that little out. So I'm just gonna put that. Is he at least watching something good? All right, so I'm just gonna add some. Doesn't help that your hands are super shaky. All right, so I need to grab my other trusty pointy tool. So basically I've got little points on my I don't use these enough. Try to flatten out the points. There we go. Alright. Okay. Now that really does look 3D. That looks so cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring it up so you guys can see it. Look at that, how cool is that? And then there's the other drink that we did. Now, if you wanted to get crazy, you could add like a clear glitter, either Nuvo or Stickles to that, which will give it a cool look. There's our ice cream cone, and then there's our whole layout. Sorry, I just read your comment, Mary Pat. Do you know, it's funny, my dad is a Hallmark movie junkie too, and don't get me wrong, I am as well. I love them. he loves the whole Christmas in July, and like as soon as they post on Instagram the lineup for July, my dad's messaging me with like the picture of it. Drives my mom bonkers. And we 1 year for Christmas, our oh god, what, like our Hallmark store, I guess it is, came out with stuff geared towards the Hallmark movies, and I think we got my dad a mug that said I'd rather be watching Hallmark movies or something like that. And the entire time he'd opened all his presents first, and we're waiting for him to open this. We made sure it was tucked in at the back of it, the tree. So when he opened it, my sister and I were laughing so hard we had tears streaming down our faces even before he had it opened. So anyways, it's totally fun. I love them too, but there's like 3 or 4 plot lines. So we're always like, oh, which one is this? Did his spouse die, or did her spouse die, or some random, like, is he like a prince and no one knows, you know, like all those funny things. Oh, I just love them. They're hilarious. Anyways, okay, so I used some summertime today. So we also did this card earlier with the inside, and then our layout. The backing paper, the white, okay, so I have, I think it's Heidi Swap or something, an 8.5 by 11 album, and these actually come in the album. So at the top, it's supposed to be, I think those like a day in the life or something like that. Anyways, so it's like day of the week, so you kind of put, you know, the date, and then at the bottom they have like a who, what, where, and it's got like the bottom line on there. So it comes with a whole bunch of these pages in the actual album. So I just take them out, replace them with my layouts, and then sometimes I do like to use these just for that sort of, you know, who it was, where we were, that sort of stuff. So it allows me to do some journaling because, you know, all of us, most of us, don't like our own handwriting, but this forces me to, when I put the pictures on, put the date in, who was in the pictures, where we were, that sort of stuff. So yeah. Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, I just can't remember who makes the album. I don't know, I switched from a 12 by 12 to an 8.5 by 11, and I'm having fun playing with it. Gotta print more photos though, but yeah. Alright guys, well, I hope you had fun in this very long 2-hour and 15-minute live. But I will take pictures and I will post them in the group. And if you guys have any questions, just make sure you tag me, because sometimes I don't see it if you guys don't tag me. So I will see you guys soon. All right, bye guys.